You could call this the Maxi Mini. It's the 2010 MINI Clubman.
The difference between the regular Mini and a MINI Clubman is the MINI Clubman still retains the motor and fun that the MINI hardtop has, except it has added versatility.
The first Minis rolled off the post-war British assembly line in 1959. For about the next 40 years, the Mini became an icon of cheeky British style. Forget about what Lee Iacocca told you. It seems that MINI created the first mini van. Really, that's what they called it, but with a British accent. The tiny but not tinny Mini pretty much stuck to its look and size for the rest of its life under Her Majesty's flag. But things change, and after all, the Windsors are actually of German descent. MINI was purchased by BMW in 1999. The first redesigned MINI under German ownership was introduced to the States in 2001.
The reintroduction of MINI has been in the States for 9 years now.
Back then, Sean had only been driving for 2 years. The MINI Clubman appeals to everyone from Sean to this reporter's father. My father, who is a brain surgeon, said the outside of the Mini Cooper Clubman was sporty, and the interior was, quote, commodious. In addition to being a neurosurgeon, he has a big vocabulary. But you don't need to be erudite or urbane to understand the words most commonly associated with the Mini: cute and cool. Cute, like the name of this pet store in Asbury Park, New Jersey called Asbury Bark. It even has plush toys that match the car. They also have baseball caps for your dog. The Mini Clubman is cool like this New York club called the Griffin. The Mini Cooper brand has been a cultural icon since these kids' grandmothers were wearing go-go boots and hoping Paul would hold their hand. Kids who haven't even had their first marriage yet still find the Mini Cooper cool. For example, a bunch of guys walked out of the club to smoke, and one of them looked at me parallel parking and said, "Hey man, do you need a bike lock for that?" And another one said, "Hey, if you need a parallel park again, we can all just pick it up and move it for you." Thanks, but I don't know if the Mini press fleet insurance includes steroid sight gags. Speaking of guys, the Mini Clubman buyers skew a lot more male than the normal length Mini Cooper. It seems that guys are more interested in the extra 9 inches than women are. I'll wait while you insert your own inappropriate joke here. Done? Okay. The Mini Clubman has some unique features. Check out the barn doors in the back. They make it easy to get cargo in and out, but for the first few days I drove it, the split rear window made me think a telephone pole was following me. With the back seats down, there's plenty of cargo room, but sometimes you have to play cat's cradle with the seat belts when you put the rear seats back up.
The third door behind the passenger seat allows passengers to get into the rear seat.
There's even a second hidden glove compartment, which is a good place to put your garage door opener since for some reason the visors in the Mini are too thick to hold on to a traditional garage door opener. This is also the first Mini I've seen with heated seats, which was a nice touch. Even with a central speedometer the size of a dinner plate, a speed warning option would have been nice, since we kept finding ourselves going 80 by mistake. Really, officer. Fun to drive, peppy, and cool are not words normally associated with economy cars. But hey, that's what's cool about Mini. The Clubman has 172 horsepower, which gets you from 0 to 60 in 7 seconds flat. But you won't have to feel guilty about your fashionable carbon footprint. The Clubman gets 26 miles per gallon in the city and 34 on the highway. We bet that if this Mini Clubman was a person, it would have no problem getting into this club, man. By the way, the Mini is probably as international as you can get. It's owned by BMW, which is German. The transmission was made in Japan, the engine was made in France, and it was assembled in the UK, and it's sold in American dealerships. A real 4-door version of the Mini joins the lineup next year. It's called the Countryman. The Mini Clubman we just showed you starts at about $24,000, and the one we tested was about $30,000. I'm Grant Winter, reporting.